Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and this is issue 93 of Deagostini's Build Your Own R2D2. You have to excuse the slightly cluttered bench, but I've had to move the camera back out to get enough room to do everything, so you can see a bit more of the mess behind the magic. Right, excuse me. In this issue, we've got some black plastic. Basically, that's what we got. That's what we're dealing with today. It's, what is it? What does it say it is? It's the circuit board cover, the circuit board bracket, and the battery box bracket. So we're starting by fitting the battery bracket, which is that funny shaped thing. Obviously those two go together, that's where the circuit board goes into. I'll move that to one side for now, and that's obviously the other bracket for that as well. So it says take the main assembly, which I've got on the floor behind me. I'll pull it up on the counter in a minute, and 4 screws, which I've pre-prepared the screws, because, you know, efficient. I have a screwdriver, and I'm going to get R2 up. Now he's obviously getting bigger, so yeah, he just about sort of fits here and sort of just about fits on camera. Hopefully I can maneuver things a touch so you can see inside where I'm doing, and I can still see what I'm doing inside as well. Let's try and focus on that. Right. Now the bracket itself goes onto the bottom here, and let's see, he's got that the other way round to that, so I think it needs to go that way round, pretty much like that. Not exactly like that, obviously, because all the wires need to be out of the way. I don't know, I think they have more wires than they have. I'm not sure. I really don't know how that works out for them. So I'm just going to pull these wires from the legs completely out the way, so I don't have to worry about them. I think one of the upcoming issues is going to be fun with wires, so yeah, we'll see how we go with that. Now these are all wires that come up from the bottom, so I don't know how they've managed to not have any of them in camera, coming up from the leg and everything as well. So that needs to go, as it says, that way round, which is the opposite way round to the way I've got it, because I've got R2 the other way round, which I might have to move around so I can see what I'm doing. I'll figure it out in a minute. Let's see, he's got little pins and screws that locate him in place. Let's get more wires more out of the way. Let's see, they've got that going the other side. So let's pull that one off that side, and then we've got the power lead coming off the other side, so hopefully that'll be able to be worked with. Right, so we've got the screws from the bottom there actually come through behind that leg, so you can't actually see it. Let's move things around a little bit more. Right, yeah, just about in there you can see, hopefully. The screw sticks up a little bit prouder, so that actually locates where this goes on there, like that. And then the 4 screws from that come down from above, magically go through there, and should, if everything lines up just right, there we go, go down and hold that in place. So I'm going to get the 4 of those done. Now this obviously is getting very close to the end of the build, so things are, you know, bigger and harder to film and harder to show what's going on. So I might end up breaking from my tradition of doing one episode in one cut and actually coming back and filming some bits and then worrying about doing stuff sort of off camera, as it were. So that's the 2 of those done. I've not tightened them up as ever. It's always a good idea to get all the screws of a piece located before you tighten them all down. Just about see around there to get that one in there as well, and the last one over the other side, sort of in and round and over and down. Yeah, everything's a bit tricky to do now, so I'm going to tighten all these down. And that is the first part of this part of the build. So after doing that, I can move R2 out the way again, and we can worry about the next stage, which is fitting the circuit board to the protective case. Right, let me move this out the way again. Now I've moved the camera in the way, I'm going to end up knocking that. So let me move that up and out and back and round and get R2 out of the way. Right, then we've got the circuit board, which I have prepared. Also, it's all impressive stuff, this, I know. Don't get used to it, because I'm not going to be preparing things in future. We've got those. I haven't sorted out the screws for these, so yeah, normal service has been resumed. We didn't get any screws with this issue, but we've got a big pile of them. They've got hundreds of these things. People have been running out, but I'm not sure how. These are the 6mm plastic screws for... not plastic, they're metal, but they're the ones that are used for going into plastic, the sort of self-tapping versions. So let's see what we've got here. We've got that and that. So does it say which one goes where? No, but it's got the little marks there that I can see, and the two little posts that goes on there, and the two posts lock over there. Fit over the board. Right, it doesn't say to screw them in. Put the cover on, press it in, and fix all corners with the screws. So we've got that on there, which nicely covers up all the circuitry that you don't need, or don't need to see anyway. And then it's labelled it in things that probably don't make any sense, and we can put the screws in the back. Once again, I'm just doing a few turns to make sure they all locate, and then I'll make sure the board is still located in the right place before I go back over and tighten them all down. Yep, all still where it should be, nothing's moved. Let's get those done. I've just noticed that I obviously had focused down on the bit inside R2, so this might be out of focus but might not be, but it's black anyway, you can't really see too much of what's being done, unfortunately. There we go, that's that on there. So then we've got that in there, and we have to align this with this. Let's see if we can figure out, that's the way round that is. So that goes into those two there, like that, and two more of those screws are needed in the bottom here to hold that in place. And then I guess I'll be getting R2 back on the counter to put this in place. Fixing that with 2x3x6, yep. Fit into the R2 this way round, I'll worry about that in a minute. Fit the base of the bracket into the square, and two 2.5x4 screws to hold that in place. Only two, but there's four. Well, 4mm screws. These are slightly shorter. 2.5x4. Yeah, they're the same as them. Okay, so that's those ones that I was using before. Two of them ready to go. Move them off to the side because R2's coming back up. Get that way round. Onto the square recess. And screwing in just this side apparently by the looks of it. So let's get R2 back up. Oh. Hello R2. This time I'm going to have him round that way a little bit. Maybe like that ish. Yep, that might work. So we've got him, let's just double check the instructions here. Yeah, the board itself is at the back, so it's that way round. Because that's obviously got to be the same slope as that one. So let's get this fed in and around and down over there. Right, I've got a wire coming out the front there, which obviously doesn't need to come out the front there. Let's tuck that in through and around. So So that's around there rather than through the top. These wires are going to be great fun. That's the charging socket wire. So let's get that out the way over there. That goes up there, and then I've got the 2 screws to go into there, which are nice and easy to get to because it's, you know, all big and exposed this side, so that's okay. Get one of those there, and the other one, which I haven't lost yet, woohoo, on the other side. Cool. Right, so that's what we have here, and then by the looks of it, let me move the camera a bit. We've got room in here for the battery pack to sort of slide in, and obviously the back of R2 is the bit that opens down so you can get to it and hinge it in and out when you need to. So that's that. That just says to do that. Completes it for now. Not sure about the other side. They look like that needs to be screwed in, but obviously not quite yet. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you soon for the next issue.